Anyway, Carla, from fashion, no? Medyo pupunta tayo sa, well, siguro mas serious, no? Pero I'm sure exciting din na topic, no? Para sa ating mga boss. Ito yung tungkol sa isang conference na gaganapin ng UPSURP or School of Urban and Regional Planning dito nga sa University of the Philippines na para sa mga smarter cities. So lahat ng yan pag-uusapan natin ngayong umaga. Makakasama natin si Dr. Delos Reyes, ang Dean ng UPSURP, at si Dr. Crispin Diaz, ang Conference Director naman natin. Magandang umaga, doctors.
Magandang umaga. So yung una namin gustong itanong, ano ba yung definition nitong smart city?
Ito yung kombinasyon ng science and technology with ICT, yung information and communication technology, and the dimensions of the urban life towards a better quality of life. Ano ba ang ating dimensions of urban life? Ito yung governance, environment, economy, planning and design, people and living.
Right.
Yeah.
And itong conference, Dean and Sir, i-hold natin siya, ano yung objectives nito?
We want to share experiences, expertise ng other countries so that we could learn from other cities in around the parts of the world. So, of course, there will be also presentation coming from the Philippines. 2 to 3 or 4 cities will also be presenting, like Makati City, Marikina City, and other cities.
Right.
So, sharing of information. And dito rin, we will be launching yung DOST, or the Department of Science and Technology, smart cities for the smarter Philippines. And then we will have the 2013 Manila Declaration on smarter cities.
Alright.
So aside from the conference of speakers, aside from the discussions, we have also these two main activities.
So you're working with DOST as well. Sino pa yung ibang mga partner agencies nyo para dito sa conference na ito?
Well, the other, the other partners that we have are the League of Cities of the Philippines. As you can imagine, and also answering the question about the objectives, this is really to provide, especially the local governments, a way to see a wider picture on the various aspects. Maraming ito na kailangan tugunan at iba-iba naman ang problema ng iba't ibang rehiyon at munisipalidad. Kailangan nila makakita sila ng mga possible solutions dun sa kanilang mga problema, at hindi naman natin sinasabi mabibigay natin lahat ng solution sa kanila, but I think based on their case-by-case situation, pwede din silang pumili kung ano yung nararapat sa kanila, ano yung appropriate sa kanila na pwede lang gamitin dun sa kanilang lugar. At hopefully, makikita nila dun sa aming mga speakers yung kailangan nilang expertise or competencies na pwede nilang itap para magawa nila ito. No?
Dr. Diaz, ito ay international conference. At every year ba natin to ginagawa? And is this different from the previous conferences? Or is this the first time?
Sir,
Yeah.
this is the first time for us to hold it as a Smarter Cities Conference. Of course, we've been participants in other conferences, our faculty and so on, staff. We've also actually had a conference 2 years ago, which is called the Green Urbanism Conference. It's also an international conference. Yeah. There were international speakers and Filipino speakers, of course, and also we have Filipinos at the same time. But now we are trying to highlight the wording of smarter cities para ma-emphasize yung mga kailangang incremental changes na kailangan ng mga cities para maging mas maganda ang buhay. Hindi naman natin sinasabi na in one go, kaya nilang i-solve lahat ng problems, kailangan nilang mag-prioritize. And that's really planning. Kasi konti lang yung resources mo, kailangan talagang piliin mo saan mo gagamitin yung scarce resources mo to have the best effect. So we hope we'll give them some ideas on how to do this.
Ito rin like for example, improvement of our healthcare for the citizen, or improvement of our transport. We have already the intelligent transport system, and also improvement of our environment. So all these improvements of our cities, we want to have this, of course, in this international conference.
So it's very interesting kasi we will also be having several international speakers. So parang matututo rin tayo sa ibang mga bansa.
Yes.
So from which countries ba yung in-expect natin ng mga speakers?
We have lined up a lot of speakers from different countries. Like for example, we have from the US, from Germany, from we could also learn from them, from Asia, and the Latin America. Actually, we have invited from the Universidad Austral de Chile, and from the US, the Woodbury University president will be coming, who is also our alumnus
At the school.
at the School of Urban and Regional Planning. He will be talking on smarter economy and finance.
Actually, Dean Delos Reyes, nabanggit din ni Dr. Diaz kanina, yung focus is incremental changes.
Yes,
No? Parang siguro step by step, no, na changes. I've always imagined this na kasi kung hindi ba kapag yung problema nandun sa plano nung isang city, hindi ba overhaul yung kailangan, or how did the other cities actually go through their own planning? Incremental din ba?
Depende rin sa mga cities yan eh. Kung, kasi, like for example, if they have the capability to solve such problem, problem of the environment, or they have the manpower or resources, then they build up from there.
Alright.
So, hindi naman natin lahat masosolve yung problema. Pero pwede naman pagsabay-sabayin yung problema na isolve. Pero sabi nga, hindi natin magagawang masolve yun. So, pwedeng pa konti-konti, improving healthcare, improving the governance. Kasi halimbawa, we have in other cities, yung taxation, e-taxation. So, madami ng mga nangyayari sa cities na napakaganda ng proseso na ginagawa nila pagbabayad ng mga tax. So, ginagawa ng technology na yun. Madami nang ginagawa nila ng gano'n. So, pwede din ganun, pwede din namang, as much as possible, pwede namang i-solve natin lahat. Pero hindi naman, of course, we are limited sa ating manpower and resources.
So basically, parang i-showcase ang several mga successful strategies from all over the world.
Yeah.
Tapos yung mga participants na yung bahala kung ano yung i-implement nila.
Yes.
So sino-sino ba yung mga magpa-participate dito sa conference na ito?
Well, the main target guests are really from the local governments, the executive branch of the local governments, the mayor and his planning officers or even engineering officers. We'd like them to attend so that they can get new ideas if they have not already picked this up. Of course, other cities are already very innovative, already, let's say, top of the line na sila. No? We're trying to reach those who are still, let's say, but they don't realize it, and they can see, pag nakita nila, ay, pwede pala yun. Nag-work pala yun. Pwede nilang subukan. Ano? Yun siguro yung...
So, and then aside from the leagues, local government units, mga cities and municipalities, invited din namin yung national government agencies, the DNR, DILG, DA, and national NGOs.
Alright.
Din NGOs, private sector. So, kasi mga real estate, may magsasalita ng real estate. And of course, the academe. Madaming mga, because we are in the academe, marami ding mga participants or speakers din galing from the academe.
Dr. Diaz and Dean, actually isa dun sa mga talagang mainit na issue ngayong taon, no? Yung tungkol sa traffic, no, or traffic regulation dito sa Metro Manila. What do you think of the current traffic policies na ini-implement, no? Kasi merong mga nagreklamo, merong agree naman, no? So anong tingin niyo dito, Doctor?
Expert ni Dr. Diaz yan.
Alright.
Transport planner.
hindi naman. I'll try to answer. Well, I think first we have to recognize there are certain constraints dito sa ating pag-develop or pag-improve ng transport natin. Unang-una, we can't keep on adding roads. Wala na tayong space. Hindi naman maganda kung i-displace naman natin yung nakalocate sa tabi ng road. Kukunin natin yung lane dun sa inyo. Hindi naman maganda yon. So, kailangan natin gamitin muna yung nandun na sa na available. Ang isang aspect ng planning siguro na sana matugunan is to improve public transport to the level na yung mismong gumagamit ng kotse, pipili na lang sila gamitin yung public
Public
transport.
transport.
Iiwan na lang nila yung kotse dahil maganda na yung public transport. So maybe there are issues that have to be issues and regulations or even the whole system
Right.
have to be looked at na parang paano kaya natin maingganyo itong mga taong gumagamit ng kotse na gumamit sila ng public transport. And what's the value of public transport vis-a-vis yung ating limitation in space? Kasi alam naman natin na a bus probably occupies 2 or 3 spaces of a car. But the bus can carry maybe 60 people.
Right.
Car, on the other hand, maybe if it's full, then it's 4, 5 people. But usually it's not full. Maybe 2 people ang average. Maybe something like that. No? So if you put that, the use of space per person, mas efficient ang public transport. Of course, we can also say something about, teka lang, mga buses, they're not very disciplined when they use the road. They don't go to the side properly before letting down passengers. I think those are discipline matters we can work on. That's an incremental matter, not something you have to really change
All right.
the whole facility. So I think it's a combination of improving public transport so that it becomes attractive. So I guess there's a higher quality than what you see now.
Right.
Maybe better air conditioning, nicer seats, or for those people, and maybe, of course, security is a big issue when riding public transport. For rich people, they don't feel safe because they're with other people. So maybe there's another design, there's another arrangement that will work for them, but approaching the qualities of public transport that is more space efficient within yung limitation ng road space. Of course, very complex dahil taong kausap, very complex dahil private sector ang nag-ooperate ng ating public transport. And I don't think it's going to be easy to solve, but I think that's the direction. And I think many of the things that government is doing is towards that direction, but there are so many concerns to handle at the
Yes.
same time. Legal, economic, social. It requires maybe a longer term plan or maybe a more participatory plan. Lahat ng naapektado, kailangan maisama. Pero siguro yung image of should be made clearer and clearer. And I think everybody should share that image. If for example, the only aspiration of the people is to have a car and drive their car, then it's very difficult. We
Right.
have to,
Shift
also
mindset.
change the social mindset.
Yes.
No?
Actually, very interesting point. No? Parang meron niya ako nabasa, Carla, somewhere na ang mayaman daw na lungsod, no? Hindi yung everyone has a car, but everyone rides public transport. So, interesting point on that.
Yeah, okay. So parang isang preview pa lang yan sa mga
Yes,
magiging
mga pwedeng
discussion
pag-usapan.
natin. Oo nga. So last lang po, when and where will the conference
Yeah.
be? And para sa mga interested na makisali rin dito, saan ba sila makakuha ng information or mag-sign up?
Ito ay magaganap sa Diamond Hotel, Manila on November 14 and 15. Meron kaming website, conference.surp.upd.edu.ph. Doon pwedeng i-download yung mga forms na pwedeng para sila ay mag-register. And then, of course, ito ay nasa SURP website din, surp.upd.edu.ph.
surp.upd.edu.ph.
Alright. Maraming salamat, doctors, and good luck sa ating event very soon.
Maraming salamat po.
Yan o sina
Thank you very much.
Dr. Mario Delos Reyes at Dr. Crispin Diaz mula sa University of the Philippines School for Urban and Regional Planning.